I think, well, man, I was like really meditating today and like visualizing the fight, how I think it's gonna go. And every time that I think about it, I see Ilia Topuria far away from winning this fight. I see Max Holloway much more like intelligent fighter, like smarter, faster. He has like the length, and I think he's gonna be able to take this win.
Yeah, and Max Holloway as well. His last performance was absolutely fantastic, UFC 300, and that knockout over Justin Gaethje. What was your reaction when you watched that live?
Wow, it was like really impressive, you know, because you can get to see those kind of knockouts like right at the very end.
Yeah.
No, not that often, you know, so it was really impressive, and I was super happy for him.
Yeah. With regard to Ilia Topuria, I think that one of the most pressing storylines around this is you've had a bit of back and forth between the two of you. It's obvious that you don't like Ilia Topuria. Why is that, Yair?
I mean, normally, as you probably can tell, like in the past, I'm really chill. Actually, right now with Volkanovski, I'm 100% fine. We're like playing around, making jokes to each other. With Max, I'm completely fine, and any other opponent that I have had in my career. Ilia is just one of those guys that likes to, you know, talk shit. And somebody talks shit on me, I'm all good until like somebody's like start like throwing fire at me, and then I'm really good. He started it. Like I always like wish everybody the best, and I'm never like that guy of. I never start a war, but I'm like really good at finishing.
What did he say?
I don't know, something about me, like I don't know, like that it was like easy to beat or something like that. So let's see.
To be fair, he's been saying that about everybody. He said that about Volk last time. He's saying that about Max Holloway this time around. He's got supreme confidence, but I guess why wouldn't he, right? 15-0, undefeated.
Exactly, you know, but how long is that gonna last, for real? You know, probably I can see he's like really secure in himself, but it's like I was talking about that with my brother and some other friends. Like there's like a really thin line in between being like confident and overconfident.
Right.
You know, and I think I already did that mistake on the past, that I was like really a little bit overconfident, and it was my first loss in the UFC against Frankie Edgar.
Yeah.
And I just think it's a matter of time for this guy. You know, it's like we're a couple of days away to see him losing.
So you think he's going to lose against Max Holloway?
Yeah, I think he's going to lose against Max Holloway. Yeah.
It's interesting that you bring up the overconfidence thing, right? Because people can view that as cockiness. People can also view that as supreme confidence that he can get the job done. But I mean, you look at Australian fans, and you know he is certainly not the favourite fighter for plenty of Australians after what he did to Alexander Volkanovski. But he seems to almost thrive on that. He thrives on that energy. He said at the press conference yesterday that, yeah, you guys had the same energy before Volkanovski. You got the same energy now. Just wait till what's going to happen after the fight. Yeah,
I think some people like me, I feed off different emotions and feelings.
Yeah.
Like my family, the fire that I have inside of me, the willing to win.
Yeah.
And this guy probably like feeds on like the energy of the people, like, you know, don't liking him and stuff like that. So that's interesting that you bring that point, because I thought about it. And you know, but it's like interesting. This sometimes, most of the times on this game, it's not only about like being confident and being really good, because there is no like doubt that he's good. But I think it's just a matter of like styles. You know, as I say, Max Holloway, the only thing that I think he has to do is like stay away from his power punches, which I think he will be really good at doing, because it's like really lengthy. It's going to be a big cage, and I think he has way more experience fighting 5 rounds. So I think Max Holloway can take the win if he's smart enough to like don't fall into Ilia Topuria's game.
Do you think Ilia Topuria is as good as he thinks he is?
No, he's not as good as he thinks he is. He's good, but not as good as he thinks he is.
What are his weaknesses that you see that you might be able to take advantage of, or anybody might be able to take advantage of?
I mean, one of the things is he's a good boxer, a good grappler, but I don't think he has like, he's not super tall, you know. So one of the things that I think it won't be good against somebody like Max or me is that he doesn't have the distance.
Yeah, right.
You know, and he always like has the same style. He brings always the same style. We have seen him being clipped by head kicks again in the past, a couple of times. Yeah. He was able to overcome the situations, but I think he has problems with people like that is like bigger than him. The only problem for bigger opponents than him is that he's able to push against the cage and get you into his power range. He's gonna get you in trouble, because there is no clue he has the power. But I think somebody that is able to move like me or like Max Holloway in a fight against him, it will be really, really hard for him to clip somebody like Max or me.
Alexander Volkanovski is one of the greatest fighters of all time. How was he able to beat him?
Look, there's different things that I think if you can only you cannot only look at the fact that Alexander Volkanovski lost the fight. I'll ask you for a favor. Go back and look at my interviews and see what I said on the interviews, which I'm going to say on this one as well. I said Alexander Volkanovski did a mistake. Why? Because he was coming from his first KO loss, and he took this fight against Ilia Topuria in a really short period of time after being knocked out. I was saying this: the only way that Ilia Topuria is going to win is by knockout, because Alexander Volkanovski took the fight in like really short period of time, and you know sometimes you need to let your body heal, but your mind heal as well from a KO loss. You know, so I think the only mistake Alexander Volkanovski did was that. But in my eyes, Alexander Volkanovski is one of the greatest of all times, as he already proven. And I just think it was a matter of, I don't know, like trying to get back right away. And I think that was his mistake.
Sometimes he was desperate to get back in there, wasn't he?
Exactly. That's the only thing I think. But like Alexander Volkanovski is way better fighter than Ilia Topuria.
Well, let me put it this way, right? So you mentioned the reach and the length earlier with regards to Max Holloway and yourself, right? Alexander Volkanovski also isn't a big dude. He's, in fact, I think even shorter than Ilia Topuria. So, do you feel that with a full camp, if they are to fight in February or whenever it might be in 2025, that with a full camp, Alexander Volkanovski could defeat Ilia Topuria, despite not having that reach you mentioned? Yeah, no,
I think Alexander Volkanovski is way better fighter than him. Yeah. And for me, it was just that everything aligned for Ilia Topuria. You know, everything aligned for him. He doing the right things, and Alexander Volkanovski making a mistake, and that's it. You know, without taking away the win. You know, he won. He did an impressive job, and nothing to say about that. I just think it was more of Alexander Volkanovski making the mistakes instead of Ilia.
I think that was a fight that a lot of people wanted to see because of the back and forth between yourself and Ilia. If only that Brian Ortega fight went a bit differently. Commiserations on that one. But I imagine that's a fight that you want to get eventually, and something that you'd want to achieve, a victory over Ilia Topuria.
Yeah, 100%. I think, okay, so let's talk about the division now. What's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Let's say Ilia Topuria wins.
Yeah.
I think a rematch between Alexander Volkanovski and him makes sense. If the UFC wants to give me the opportunity, which I don't think they will like give it to me because I come from two losses. Yeah. I think they will give the opportunity to Alexander Volkanovski. But if Ilia Topuria loses, then he's going to have to back up his words and all the shit talk he's been doing to me, so I'm going to ask for that fight.
I think that would be an outstanding fight, and like now that you mention it, that's very feasible. That could happen.
Yeah, I think that can happen. You know, I think there is like really realistic to think. Thinking about like Topuria losing the fight, you know, there's always like different outcomes.
Of course.
You know, like it's an MMA game. Anything can happen. How I see the fight going is Max Holloway winning, Topuria obviously losing, and then I can jump in there, which will shorten my way for the championship again, right? And like let's talk about other fact. Ilia Topuria had the opportunity to jump everybody on the division. You know, he didn't have to go through, like, if you look at my career or some other guy's career, we have to like face the toughest. You know, all the top 5, you have to go like one by one.
He beat Josh Emmett.
Yeah, he beat Josh Emmett, you know, but by that, who was in the top 5,
Yeah.
Tell me.
Oh, around the top 5. Well.
Who beat in the top 5 before like Josh Emmett?
Yeah,
and
right.
I think Josh Emmett, I don't even.
Mitchell before that, right?
Right, he was like top 6, 7, or 8. I don't know. And
I think he was further down, in fact.
Yeah. So if you really we're speaking facts, that's a fact. He jumped everybody in the division, and nobody liked that because me, I like to earn my wins. Like I like to earn my way to the championship, fighting the baddest motherfuckers on earth, like Alexander Volkanovski, like Max Holloway, everybody that is in front of me on the division. I already like fought, and I have proven to be at the level. As I say, it's a matter of styles and whatever. You know, the outcome can always be different. But as I'm gaining experience, I think that's one of the biggest things, you know. And yeah, I just think it's really interesting that Ilia Topuria losing can be a good fight for me.
If Ilia Topuria wins, what's your path to him then?
I think, so again, another story. Diego Lopez was the number 14 rank in the world.
Yeah.
Again, talking about styles and everything. He went, fight Brian Ortega, and now he's in front of me on the rankings without having to fight the toughest.
Is that frustrating for you?
Well, not everybody has the same opportunities. You know, for me, my way has been a little different, you know, and I like to face the toughest. Why? Because I'm just like gaining more experience and more experience, which is not reflected probably as right now in my career, but it will reflect because I already absorbed that experience. So it's okay. For me, it's okay. It's just a matter of time for whenever I get to face these guys. Now I'm going to have to show them why it was a mistake for them to do it that way.
Yair Rodriguez, well, thank you so much for your time on Fox Sports. You've been very generous with your time here today. And you've handled the heat very well. Can I ask, is this similar to Cancun or any place in Mexico?
Oh man, I think it's a little hotter in here, but it's beautiful. Yeah, it's a little hotter. Like the humidity is like super high. I think we're in like the 80% humidity. And in Mexico, it's not just this hot, but it's beautiful.
Well, you've handled it very well. Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Thank you.